Incremental technology is a great technology to license. Most IP today is incremental. There's very few that are truly disruptive. If you want to think about disruptive, when Windows first came to the market, that was a disruptive technology. But there's not a lot of those. And if you don't have a disruptive technology, licensing is something you really need to think about, especially in highly competitive industries where there's a lot of competition. Incremental IP is best licensed. So take a look at your IP and really evaluate it. If it is incremental, think about licensing. So now let's jump into 7 secrets about licensing. And I call these secrets because it's really something that you need to understand about licensing, yet it's overlooked by many people. And so we're going to cover these, and these are about getting resources, revenues. I mentioned some of these: stop competing, how to multiply your marketing dollars, how to build your business fast, increase your business value, and find hidden sources of financing. And the first one is expanding your business. I mentioned this earlier on. If you lack resources, licensing is a great tool to get OPR, other people's resources. How do you do this? When you find a licensing partner and you license out, it doesn't mean that you give up all of your business. I've worked with many clients on many deals where they've licensed out to a larger company, for example, internationally. And inside that agreement, they wanted to get a better price on their product than they could get from trying to source it directly from a manufacturer. So what we did is they carve out inside the licensing agreement the rights to be able to buy the product at what's called the best customer price. And so what happens now is your licensing partner, who may be larger and have more and have what's called economy of scale in manufacturing, you're able to get the product at a much lower cost because they can produce it at a much higher volume. Therefore, that's just one way that you can use it. Another example may be distribution. You can't get into mass market. Again, you can find a partner who's got the sales infrastructure, the contacts, the businesses in the mass market. You can use their resources to get your product in the mass market. Understand that when you expand your business with licensing, there's all types of ways of doing licensing deals. Doesn't necessarily mean you're giving up all the making, selling, and using of it. It may be you are looking for a distribution partner, because distribution deals, licensing deals, are also common, where they are only going to do distribution. Maybe they're getting the product from you, or vice versa. Maybe you're getting the product from them and doing distribution. The point being is, if you're looking for a way to expand your business and your IP has applications in other markets, or may be attractive to bigger partners with more resources, licensing is a way that you can tap into their resources. And there's many creative ways that you can structure these agreements to do that. The second secret is, and I've mentioned this before, is licensing creates almost no cost revenues. And really it's about finding the unused pieces, the new markets or applications of your IP, because one of the things that you need to take a hard look at with intellectual property is looking beyond the fact that you've patented for a certain type of product, or you've got a certain technology that addresses a certain market. You need to think about, where else can we go with this technology? What other applications does this IP have? Can we tweak it? Can we take it from the consumer market into the business market? Can we take it from the medical to the dental? Okay, can we take it from, one example is a company, big packaged goods company, came out with a fat substitute that did not work at all. And they discovered that it made a great cleanup formulation for soil contamination. So the fact that it's developed for one purpose, one market, one application, doesn't mean that your IP doesn't have other applications.